Summer is almost here and finally another video. So what are we doing today? Today, well, I'm gonna see if I can upgrade to a different map, ECU map, and make it a little bit more power. So let me frame that properly. Right, I am on APR stage 1 98 Tron map, TVS stage 3 DSG map, and I'm fantastically happy with the car. There is really no part of either the TCU or the ECU map I don't like. Right. But you know, like always, everybody wants a little bit more, and APR for some reason has kind of stopped any development or isn't progressing with any development on their maps for this car and any Mark 7. And after the DTR, they called it that's it. On the stage 2, stage 1 maps, the stage 1 maps, there is no upgrade beyond what was released in 2017-18. I think 19 was the last release of this car's map, and they upgraded to version 1.2, which I'm running, and it's running perfectly fine. I've had no issues with the car, no misfires. I've run it on 95, 98, no problem whatsoever. They also have a 108 version if I get unleaded fuel somewhere. I don't want to do that because the cat is still in there. But yeah. So, but recently, Revo has been in the news for a while now. Revo traditionally has always been a more conservative tuner than APR, whereas APR plays with boost and boost. Revo plays more with timing, and that's at least in the Gen 2 DSi. That was the difference between the tuning strategies. So as a result, APR cars feel a lot more mid-range than the Revo cars, and Revo has their own reason for doing so. But when it comes to on-road performance, I think they're at par. You know, you guys have seen Dr. Rohit Ral's RS230, which was a stage 2 Revo car, and it was at par with this car. There was almost the only place I would get ahead of him would be primarily because the gearbox. My gearbox had a lot more gears, so I was able to put on the cars the power faster. So as a result, I would be a lot more. I'd be ahead eventually. So if I compare Revo and APR stage 1 map, should be identical. But recently, Revo has come up with their stage 2 map, which is very interesting, and they claim that in the stage 2 map they're giving you another 20 more horsepower than their stage 1 map. So last I know this car is for 317 horsepower. They claim that the new map is going to be about 340 PS, which is about 335 horsepower, and a huge bump in torque. This map was averaging at 460 Nm of torque, and the Revo stage 2 map claims to give 500 Nm of torque on 98 RON, which is phenomenal. I mean, it's going to be a pretty noticeable bump over the stage 1 map. The additional thing that the Revo map enables, right? I mean, beyond the basic stuff. So Revo map has a couple of more features. So if you look at if I go to my speed sport meter, in the sport meter I get a kilowatt readout, which tells me how much power my car is making at that point of time. As a result, but now that it's tuned, the power it's claiming to make is actually lower than what it is, because APR for some reason does not scale that table. It's just a table. Revo does that. So Revo will actually show you how much power you're making based on the new map and the new parameters that are in the ECU. Insignificant benefit if you wish. The other thing that Revo does is, in the stage 2 map, because you have an intercooler, because you have a slightly freer flowing exhaust, they raise the RPM to 7000 peak. Right now, I think this car's RPM is peaking. The engine is redlining at about 6500 RPM. Is the maximum it goes to. 6671 is the max. So they're going to give me a little bit more RPM range on the map. And the most important thing that they're going to allow me to do in this car is left foot braking and brake boosting. Now, left foot braking is quite counterintuitive our driving conditions, but it's a very, very useful trick on track. So it allows you to keep the weight on the front of the car and through a corner without understeering. So anytime you understeer, you tap the brake with the left foot, and while keeping the accelerator pressed. That's one advantage. Second advantage, the adaptive braking function enables this, what is called rolling anti-lag or rolling launch. So if you know that these cars are pretty useless from a dig. So on a roll is where these cars really shine versus the competitors. But just imagine if you could put it in third gear and somehow magically use the brake to disengage the clutch, full throttle the RPM, and then dump the clutch and have a car launch while it's rolling. So that is a rolling launch, and it's a very useful trick we used to use in street racing when we had the manual cars and all. And even now it's a pretty useful trick. I mean, some tuners allow it on their platform. Volkswagen, I think very few tuners have the capability to do this, and Revo says they have the capability to enable that also. So three things going for the Revo map right now, which I'm assuming is: one, more power, more torque. It's not very significant. The torque should be a pretty 50 Nm, 60 Nm bump throughout the rev range is a big jump. You should feel it. The other thing is obviously the gauge recalibration. The third thing is the red line increase, and of course the fourth thing being your rolling launch. So when we plugged the car into the Revo tuning tool and checked if this car is compatible with their map, and they do have a stage 2 map for it. Right now Revo is having a discount sale, so my Revo dealer at Autocycle said, no, let's come by, let's try to see if we can make this work. And the best part about Autocycle, he's also an APR dealer, so both ways work. So the beauty of both APR and Revo is that they have a 30-day money back guarantee, no questions asked. So if I don't like the map, I basically get my money back and they reflash it to stock, and I already have paid for the APR file, then I can flash the APR file onto my car. Done. So that's the logic behind it. Now, I mean, I have driven this car extensively on APR, on track, off track mostly recently, and I am in love with the map. The response, the torque bend is fantastic. Let's see what the Revo is like. You know, it's at best it'll give me the bump in power that I need, and the extra that want, and all the extra little features it'll enable may end up being worth it. In the worst case, it will not give me the bump in power. It will actually be a slower map than APR on 98, and as a result I'll switch back to APR because that's already paid for, and Revo will refund my money. So that's the plan. So stick around, guys. We're gonna go to the shop first. Because it's on APR tune, we'll have to plug in the APR tool and flash it back to stock. I know the Revo tool does that also, but since APR's map is on the car, I'm going to use the APR tool to put it back to the stock file that it thinks it should have, and then we'll upload the Revo map onto over that stock configuration. So fingers crossed. Let's hope everything goes well, and I'll catch you guys after them flash. Alright people, so got the stage 2 map from Revo. So initial impression is it does pull a little harder. The noticeable difference, at least from the first few pulls. But just to be scientific about it, I've got the logging on, so I should be able to get a straight stretch. I'll log the third gear. Oops, 1 second, I think I made a mistake. Okay. Yeah, so I have to hit the resume. Okay, logging is on. Sport mode. 1, 2, third gear. Third gear, 2000 RPM pull. I think I could have enough straight space over here to go. Okay. Traction control fully off. Here we go. that was quite a bit full. So I'll just continue to log actually. It's much easier this way. Instead of stopping it, let's stop it once. Let's get a clear track ahead. Although this is the worst time to log, but yeah. Ambient temperature is about 30 degrees Celsius. But that IE intercooler in front should be doing its thing. So yeah, top end feels a little bit stronger. Mid range feels a lot stronger. And I'm guessing they've increased the boost to the turbo. The interesting part is they also changed the. Oh yeah, definitely more power. Definitely more power. My car never used to do that. So, let's see if I can get some clean air. I'm logging ignition timing, knock, actual boost, requested boost to see what's happening in the ECU. That should give you a good idea of how this car is behaving given the new map. So I'll just slow down for a bit, give some people a gap. Yeah. This is not the time to log. But yeah, that steering angle wheel spin, that's new. And I'm on the 98 setting of the map. So let's see. This should tell me also, give me an estimate of how much horsepower I'm making in this kilowatts. Oh god. Why can't the Germans give me an HP? So let's check this out. Come on. Oh yeah, definitely a lot more power. The car wasn't doing that ever before. Either that. Yeah, this is. Come on, somebody. Wait. Yeah, the top end is definitely a lot more. I feel the mid-range has also gone up because this thing is supposed to do the increase the RPM to 7,000. 1 second. And RPM goes, the red line goes up to 7,000. I think it's going to 7,000. I'm not seeing it because there's too many cars on the road. Just not enough. I'll do the logging at night. I think I've got two clean pulls. But other than that, now let's try it normally. In S mode, let's see. Yeah, it's definitely pulling stronger. The boost is coming on much stronger, which is quite odd because I thought APR was more aggressive on boost. I never thought Revo would be aggressive on boost. Yeah, much stronger boost. So, oh, there is also the rolling launch thing. Try the rolling launch. Okay. After the speed breaker, I'll try the launch. The rolling launch, I think it is you got to press the brake first, and with the left foot, and then you press the accelerator right foot. It engages the rolling anti-lag or rolling launch. They don't call it anti-lag, but it does build boost in while rolling. So let's see. But okay, let this guy go. He's very excited. Go. Okay, so I'm rolling. I touch the brake with my left foot. Oh yeah. Oh my god, that was very interesting. So touch the left brake with my left foot. Excellent. Oh shit! Hey, that's interesting. Does a clutch dump. Wow, that's a very interesting feature to have. Suddenly I'm road race king. Yeah, that's very good. What happens is I press the brake, and then I floor the gas while holding the brake. The clutch disengages, RPM goes up and then re-engages the clutch. So I'm in S2, right? So I'll press the brake and then press the brake, accelerator. Yeah. Holy crap. Okay. Rolling launches. Very interesting. This should be fun. Now, just once I get used to this, the entertainment factor on this thing will be very nice. Oh, definitely a lot more power. Oopsie. That's alright. My metal top has come into the picture. Definitely a lot more power. I mean, it's not like an IS38 versus IS20 power level, but definitely more noticeable. So, fingers crossed. We'll have to benchmark this against some car, but I can definitely feel my car spinning the wheels much more than it used to, which means the power is overwhelming the tires, which wasn't the case earlier. So yeah, good. Finally some upgrade for us guys who wants to keep the stock GPF in place and don't want to pay an arm and leg for a turbo upgrade or anything beyond the stock turbo. No verdict, I don't know yet. Let's find out. Let me just do more testing, but I have got enough logs as of now, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. I should have, and I have got like 3 pulls that should be enough to benchmark it against my APR stage 1 logs. So I'll put that logs up also in this video. So the initial pull, obviously every ECU tune, the car takes a while to learn. So I'll ride this car for another 100 kilometers tonight, obviously, and then we'll try to take another set of logs. And I think somebody has a draggy also, so I'll get some draggy times as well. But yeah, initial impressions, definitely a lot more power. Normally this car, even in sport mode, track ESC fully off. Holy shit! Yeah, no, it didn't used to do. Definitely didn't do that. Launch. Yep, it's doing it. Left foot braking is on, rolling launches are on. Very nice.